All right, everybody. We are live on a Monday afternoon. Welcome to another live recording of the Managing Partners podcast. I'm Kevin Daisy, your host, also the founder of Array Digital. We exist to help law firms fill their pipeline with digital marketing. Today, I have a special guest coming out of Georgia. Got a lot of guests from Georgia in the last couple of weeks. Jenni Brown, welcome to the show.
Hi, Kevin. Thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Oh, absolutely. So, yeah, I was just mentioning in Georgia because I feel like I have talked to a lot of attorneys from Georgia in lots of different areas, which I know Georgia's vast, but a lot of different counties, and just kind of interesting to see like each little pocket and people's focus and kind of niches that they have. So, but that's what this show is all about. So, really to jump into it is, we want to hear the Jenni Brown story. So how you got into doing this as a career, and of course, now running your own firm. So give us the story and give us all the goods.
Sure. Well, again, thanks for having me. And I'll tell you, I guess, the good parts, right? Let's leave out all the bad parts of Jenni Brown, because I'm sure there's some of that too. So I'm originally from Texas, and I actually got into family law because when I was in fifth grade, my parents went through a really nasty divorce that I knew far too much about as a child. And I kind of had this ability from very young to see things from both sides and to really be able to argue either my mom's side or my dad's side, whatever I needed to at that time. And so after college, I thought about doing broadcasting actually for a little bit in college, and I worked for Fox Sports in Austin, Texas. And then I decided I was going to go to law school, and I decided on the law school that gave me the most financial aid because I didn't have the ability to go unless I had a big financial aid package. So ended up going to law school in Florida. I worked in all the way through law school in restaurants and in law firms. And then I ended up coming here in Georgia, and my practice has primarily been family law. My career story is a little bit unique. I did only family law for 7 years. Then my little brother graduated from law school from Vanderbilt, and he decided he wanted to start a business immigration practice. So I temporarily left family law. I joined him, and we built a practice from 2 employees to 24 employees within within 2 years, just under 2 years. And then I just kept getting these family law clients. They kept just coming back up, and I was getting referrals, and I was just sending them out. And so after a lot of discussion with family and friends, we decided that he was going to take the business immigration practice, and I was going to come back to what I know. And what I've done my whole life, which is family law. So here we are, and we're doing family law again, and we practice all over Metro Atlanta and all the surrounding counties.
Okay, excellent. So, yeah, interesting story. So from Texas to Florida to Georgia.
Yep. So my husband's from Augusta, and when I graduated Florida, I was like, look, buddy, I'm either moving up here or I'm going back to Texas, or what are we going to do here? So we decided it was Georgia.
Well, at least you're still in a warm area wherever you've traveled.
Yes.
So.
Yeah.
Real quick too, anyone tuning in, if you're watching live, you have any questions for Jenni, please ask, put in the comments, and we'll pop those up on the screen so we can answer those questions. So, so you said you focus on all of Atlanta and surrounding areas. How big of an area is that you focus on?
Yeah. So
geographically.
This was new to me when I moved to Georgia, because it's not like this in Texas, but like we do everything by county here. And so all of our court hearings or, court cases are by county. So we practice in primarily about 10 counties, but it's a pretty big circle, but really within about an hour of our office in Marietta.
Okay, excellent. And so, so you took the one firm from 2 to 24. Where are you with your practice?
So we have
newer practice,
10.
if you will. It's almost been
in family law right now. We've got 10, and we are currently in a spot where we're out of space in our lease. And so it's a good problem to have, but we're kind of figuring that out and figuring out, okay, are we going to go to a new space and hire new employees, which is what we really need to do. Or start turning, we're not sure, but yeah, 10 right now.
You've done any remote or thought about that, or you kind of like the cultural aspect of the office?
Yeah, I do. I think that especially with family law and when you've got, some people in our office do work from home 1 or 2 days a week. And with our admin staff, it seems completely doable with the people who are doing anything with client billing or even intake. But the actual legal work, it's really hard to turn that remote because a lot of it is still, physical files and paper, and technology wise, the legal community is so far behind. We still have to have a lot of actual paper, which requires people to be here. And if it's trials, exhibit binders and stuff like that. And we're doing a lot of face-to-face meetings and mediations. And so working from home is not really something that we can do.
Sure. Yeah. And I asked the question a lot because I've seen different ways. Some people are like all remote, some are, and it's different practice areas. Family law seems to be more still in office and kind of sticking to that, which makes sense. Some like business attorneys, business laws seems like
like transactional stuff.
Completely gone remote. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I would assume too, there's probably a fair amount of collaboration amongst attorneys on cases, or hey, I don't know what to do here, or I got a question about something. Is there a lot of that goes on?
Yeah, I mean, really, the family law bar in Georgia is great overall. I mean, you've got those people that they come across the desk and you're like, oh, dang, this case is going to be way worse than it had to be. But generally, we have a really good bar that is full of people who are willing to help, especially, younger attorneys who might not know the ins and outs. I mean, I've been at court numerous times throughout the years where somebody will tap my shoulder and be like, hey, I'm on a case after you. Tell me what I need to do or what I need to say. And most people are more than willing to jump in and help.
Awesome. That's good stuff. All right, let's switch gears a little bit. So you grew the one firm pretty quickly. Honestly, I've heard from a lot of folks that I've talked to in the family that, 6, 10 attorneys, that's a fairly good size family group.
Yeah.
Some are just a handful, maybe 2, 3, 4 at the most. So, so it seems you're growing. Yeah, you got growth still ahead. What has worked for you? Getting clients in the door. What kind of marketing or outreach? What have you done that's really worked well to get clients in the door?
Yeah. So we do something a little bit differently. We have in-house marketing people. So we have a marketing assistant who runs all of our social media, and she has really pushed me past my points of comfort. Usually doing stuff I frankly don't even know how to do. Like she's been making me do Instagram lives and I'm like, I can't even get this thing up. Like you have to come and help me. But the Instagram lives, the interaction with just like a person, like regular people, on social media. TikTok for us has been huge. We've got over 30,000 followers, and that's been a really big thing that we've done. And when she came in and, I had made fun of TikTok, and she's like, I need you to start a TikTok page. And I'm like, I don't even know how to use, so we've worked out a way for that to go. Obviously the best client is a referral. And our goal is to get up to that, but we've had a ton of fun with the social media stuff. And then we do some Google AdWords, and that's just kind of a evolving learning from, what's working, what's not, like what type of leads are we getting? What do we not want? If we're getting a ton of child support services calls, then there's something wrong with what we're doing. And then we kind of go back to the drawing board.
Yeah, definitely got to evaluate that. And, just phone calls and leads don't mean anything really. It's like, what type of leads? Are they the right kind of leads? Are the ideal prospect? Who's my audience? You got to think about all that stuff just to make sure you're positioning yourself and spending money in the right places. No, the social media stuff's great that you're doing that and that you've had that kind of success as well. And I think it's kind of interesting. A lot of folks are like, well, I don't think that's going to work. And a lot of this stuff doesn't work for a lot of people, not because it doesn't work, but how they approach it, how they go about it, if they put the actual effort into it and do something unique with it. We had a gentleman on, I want to say it was a week or two ago because I was out last week, but older gentleman, I'm not saying anything, but he was an older gentleman, attorney. You put those two things together, you're like, yeah, okay, they can't be on TikTok. This guy's got 500,000 followers.
Yep, he's from Tennessee.
So it's,
I think.
Maybe, I think he was actually. So
yeah, I know who he is. We talk sometimes on.
So there you go. So like you would
Yeah.
think, okay, that's not possible,
Yeah.
And I've talked to other attorneys across the country, but some have success in a podcast like we have here for divorce.
Yeah.
There's a group I had on months ago, and they had a podcast for divorce, and they're up in like Colorado and like the Aspen area. And they're like, we get so many clients from our podcast talking about divorce topics. And, something like divorce is not like you don't wake up in the middle of the night and go, you know what, I'm going to do a divorce today. So it's probably a year and a half in the making, really, in research and thought, whatever may be going down. But it's not something that's overnight, but you're probably trying to figure a lot of things out. So it could take a while.
And for us, a lot of it has been, and at least what my marketing assistant says, is just the recognition of our name and our firm. And that's a perfect example is for divorce specifically, or even a child support modification or custody modification. You don't just wake up and decide I need to do it. Like they start, putting their foot in the water and figuring out, like, I'm not happy. What am I going to do? And them, by that time, if they've been watching you on TikTok or watching you on Instagram, they feel like they know you. I mean, I had a client come in last week that owns a $1 million business and a few pieces of property, and she came in and she was like, I feel like I already know you. I already know, and she doesn't. She's never even met me, but they feel that way. So that's been really good for us. And then also just the professional networking and professional business associations. So I'm really involved in our community here in the business association, but also some of the charities with other business owners. So that's been really big, and partnering with other professionals that is a referral connection. So if it's, a lot of the times we'll have a client come in and they're not ready to get a divorce, and we don't feel like they're ready to get a divorce. So we'll send them to a marriage counselor. And on the flip side of that, that counselor might have been seeing somebody for 3 years, and they're like, look, this isn't going to work. You need to take a different path. Right. And then they'll send it over to us.
No, that makes a lot of sense. So I've had the same types of things happen, and I love it when it does, where, someone will call and be like, hey, I've been following you on LinkedIn for like a year. And then they just like sign on as a client. Like, I feel like I know you, like, but I've never talked to you. It's like, but yeah, they get exposed to your content. They feel like you can help. You've been helpful. You've already been helpful, right? You're putting out the content. They feel like they've got something, information, and they feel you've helped them already. And they've got to see you, hear you, whatever. So now they have, why would they go find someone else at that point? So that makes a lot of sense. So that's cool. I'm just expecting you keep that up, that you'll just get more and more of that. So actually, I want to throw this up here while I was thinking about it is, if you want to check Jenni out too, go to her website. It's down here at the bottom. I'm going to throw it in the comments. So now and later, people can click on that. It'll be in the YouTube video and all that as well. But go check out her site. Go check out what she's about, whether or not you're an attorney that maybe can refer her business or can have a relationship there, or if you happen to be a listener who needs her help in her general area, reach out. So, okay. So what are some of the plans for growth over the next couple of years? So, sounds like you're just getting started. You're doing all the right things: social media, TikTok, Instagram. You've actually just come on board to work with our company.
I have.
So we will be working with you and getting some stuff going on the digital marketing aspect, website, and things like that. But what are some of the plans that you have for growth, say in the near future, what you can see 2 to 3 years?
Sure. So, one of our big things that I knew was an issue that needed to be corrected was our website. So our website is really slow. It looks great, but it's slow. And I'm a mediator, so my mediation calendar is there. And if someone's trying to go and book a mediation, it's usually a different attorney. And the last thing they want to do is wait for like 45 seconds for this, page to load. So that's huge for us. And that shows us how impatient we are, right? Of like, oh my God, why would I wait 45 seconds?
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, I do some of those evaluations, kind of like what Glenn took you through probably at my team. And people don't like to wait. And regardless, Google doesn't like it either. So they penalize you. You lose rank. Your ads will cost more. Everything kind of goes out the window. So yeah, that's important.
Exactly. So that perfecting our Google ads, as a business owner, what's really important to me is having my employees be like family, right? And I really like the growth available in a firm. So whether it's a legal assistant that would like to become a paralegal and training them in-house to do that, or they are thinking about law school and they're saying like, look, I need to work in a law firm, right? Because this is a huge commitment and I want to make sure that I'm doing what I want to do before I go spend $300,000 or whatever it is on these loans. And then it might turn out that they do that at night and it end up being an associate attorney here. So future growth, career growth for me as a business owner is very expensive. I definitely foresee us needing a few associate attorneys in the next 6 months, a year, or 2 years for sure. But I really just want to continue being different than other family law firms in the area in that we communicate with the client. That's really one of the biggest complaints that I hear in the field if they've come from a different attorney or if they've had an experience with a prior attorney is feeling like we know them. And it's important to me to keep that. So to not get so large that we don't have that personal relationship with the clients because in all reality, they're going through a really tough time and we get to see them to a better place. But it requires that personal relationship and that trust to get them there. So keeping that in mind while growing.
No, that's good. Yeah, you can't just grow and break everything all the time.
Yeah.
So, and yeah, that's obviously similar to kind of like what our plans are. But you want to grow, but you got to do it smart. And for us, I'm sure you got this when Glenn was talking to you about my team. But communication is so huge, and it's a constant battle to improve or try to make it better. And just to know that we're doing what we need to be doing. We let you know what's happening. Same with the client for you. I mean, it's probably, if I didn't hear from you and I had a lot of things going on, I would probably be stressing out. So,
yeah. And it comes back to customer service. Like if they really just want to feel like that they have an advocate on their side, or in your case, that someone is there and knows about their account and is doing what they need. And when they don't hear, their brain goes away from them, then they're like, oh my God, they haven't looked at my case and I'm probably missing all these deadlines and I'm probably already divorced and don't have custody and they don't know. I mean, that's not their reality.
You start making up things that, what could be happening. So yeah, same with
when your boyfriend or girlfriend doesn't text you back and you're like, oh no, they're at the club, whatever.
Well, I hammer away. Like we try to get our team to just go over the top. Like, hey, Jenny, this is not done yet. Just letting you know, like, I don't care if we do that every day for a week. Hey, it's still not done yet. Just letting you know, like,
but it's in our brain. Like we're there.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just, trying to work that into the culture and how we respond to clients has been challenging, but it's come a long way. So it sounds like what you're doing is great. I actually do have a question coming in. This is actually from Shannon J. What's your strategy to come up with your content on Instagram and TikTok?
So great question. And it's different. They're different platforms. And so what we do is I'll typically come up with broad topics, and TikTok is usually more just off the cusp of like either I'm getting comments or I'll think of like a tip of the day, which those videos always do really well. And so, for example, my tip today was don't play games with child support. Don't pay your child support through your child or to your child. And you make it kind of funny. So mine was, don't play games with child support. And then somebody being like, oh, what's that mean? It's like, you know exactly what that means. And kind of making fun of the reality that a lot of people live with. Like a lot of people are either playing games with child support or they're getting games played with their child support. And so I think of just current cases, and I think of stuff that comes up all the time or questions that come up all the time. So Instagram is, it seems to be much more educational, and TikTok is educational, but with like a little bit more personality. And so we try to tailor our messages to our platforms. And so, Instagram, I might do a video about the differences of legal custody and physical custody. And then TikTok, if I'm doing the same thing, I might do it, but with like people fighting over something or a piece of paper. Like I try to tailor it to the platform that is there.
That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, TikTok, you can definitely be a little bit more out of the box thinking and do something crazy or random. I get more attention. Actually, Shannon does social media for us. So, Shannon, thank you for the comment. But yeah, I just really think it's amazing that there are most people are like, oh, that won't work for me, And so I think if you're listening,
which, to be fair, I felt that at first when he came in and was like, I need you to talk. So in the first TikTok, I filmed like 800 times, and it had, not a lot of views. And then the ones that you just do off the cusp have like, we've got numerous videos with over 1 million views.
wow.
And then you have the people that it's usually when it's a confrontational issue, it seems to get more. Like our cheating videos, people are like, go off. They lose their mind about the cheating videos. But it doesn't have to be perfect. And I think that's what a lot of people struggle with, is you don't have to film it 82 times and it to be this like perfect presentation. Like that's not real life, and people want real life. So I had to learn that.
That's a good tip right there for everyone listening. I think that's with everything too. You always like over plan and like try to, like podcasts. I do a class, like a master class on podcasting for law firms or anybody, just any company. And it's the biggest thing I always say at the end, the beginning and the end, is just start. Like when I started the podcast, me and my business partner, we were using our cell phones with like earbuds like this. And we're like, oh, that sounds like crap. But you know what? We just started putting it out there, and then we, and we didn't have time. So we would like do it in the car, like drive into the office.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, and Shannon, who was just commenting, guys, I can like hear like other noises in the background. We're just like, we don't care. And then we started to like, okay, let's get a mic. Let's, what software do we need?
Right.
And it's really still very basic stuff. But when I record podcasts, like when I do like a personal podcast I have, I record, I never edit. I don't even listen to it twice. I just ship it off to my team to throw up on the podcast, because I don't have time to care. Like, and so I just put it out there. And so perfection, I think, will kill you a lot of times. And that's either writing an article for SEO or, doing a video or whatever. Like you have to produce. I think quantity is better than quality most of the time.
Yeah.
And,
and no one likes to hear. Yeah, no one likes to hear or see themselves on video. I mean, most people. There are those people who love to hear and see themselves on video. But like,
we look
pretty
good.
Yeah, I mean, we look great today. But so when you're replaying it, like you're always going to find something wrong, right? And that's why I'm like, look, I film it real quick. I either send it to her or I edit it and I post it, and it's there, and it doesn't have to be perfect. And then if you rewatch it, you're like, oh, I don't like that. But nobody else sees those little things that we pay so much attention to.
Yeah, 100%. Another great tip. So that stops so many people from doing half the things that we would recommend them do.
Yeah, and just in life and in general, but
yeah. Yeah, I do a lot of stuff at home, like home projects, and like I'll notice all the little details of like something I built or whatever, and everyone else is just like, "Wow, that's so awesome." And I'm just like, "Yeah, it sucks," but they just don't see the things that I see.
Right.
So same thing with your videos, your content. Like, just put it out there, just go with it, and you'll get better naturally anyway. So, pro tip: if you're trying to produce content, just do it. Do it on the cheap, on the fly. And then invest more if you feel like it's a good. I think also, testing out. If like, say if you did 5 TikToks and they're like just nothing, no one cared. And versus like you got a studio and like cameras and equipment, and then you did 5 and nothing happened. Like,
Yeah, like you don't need the lights. You don't need all the. I mean, I do TikToks in my car all the time, and I do it before I walk in. I'll get to the office, I'll park, and I'm like, I know when I come in, I'm gonna get bombarded with stuff. So I'm gonna take 30 seconds, and I'm gonna be whatever. And I do it in my car, like with my seatbelt still on. And it doesn't make a difference. Like people don't care if you have crap on your desk or if you're in your car. I mean, sometimes people will be like, oh, I see that Denali back there. You know, whatever. That made comments about my car. But like, yeah, if you care too much, you're never going to do it. Or if you're too, focused on perfection, you're never going to do it.
Yeah. Love it. Totally. So everyone write that down. What was I going to say? What's your TikTok so we can look it up? Anyone listening?
I think at GA Family Lawyers. Let me make sure before I say that. I think the handle
sounds like it would make
yep,
sense.
it's at Family Law GA because at GA Family Lawyers are not. So at Family Law GA.
At Family Law GA. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm putting it in the comments.
And it links
not
to
GA Family Law?
Nope, Family Law GA. And that links back to our Instagram. And we do pretty well on Instagram too. The reels for Instagram have been a lot bigger lately. Before Instagram videos weren't that popular, but since TikTok, the reels on Instagram have been huge. And so we reuse content. And I think that's something that's really important too, is that you don't have to feel like you have to recreate the wheel. So like some things that are good for TikTok, we reuse and use that exact same video for Instagram. So you don't have to do it twice. Like reuse what you have.
Yeah, repurpose is what we call it. So
yeah, repurpose. Yeah,
you'll see that with this episode here, and as we're kind of wrapping up, to see more episodes like this one with Jenni, for instance. So you can go to raylaw.com/podcast. So we'll actually create a custom website page for Jenni. This video episode will be there, plus a little write-up about her firm. But we'll take the audio from this and go up on our podcast. This video will be on LinkedIn and YouTube and all those areas as well. And then after this is edited, my team will actually take a lot of pieces of this, things that Jenni may have shared that are kind of like the best pieces. And we'll make stories, we'll make reels, we'll throw up on stuff on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, micro content, if you will. Just for this, we'll make 9 to 12 pieces just for this that we'll also put out everywhere else. And so really there's only one piece of content, your core piece, and then now we're going to spread that out everywhere. So
exactly.
Yeah. So reuse what you have, and then cycle it back through. Like Jenni, you'll probably literally see us tag you in a post like 12 months from now and be like, oh, and we'll like redistribute it also.
Yeah.
And then we're top of mind. You go, oh yeah.
Exactly.
So, all right. Well, great tips, great information. I would like to see more attorneys embracing like TikTok and reels and stuff like that. I haven't really seen a lot that have, honestly. Before the other gentleman that had the TikTok followers, you were probably the only other one. So, so kudos to you for doing that. So,
well, thanks. And I'm looking forward to, like I think you mentioned it, but Array Digital is going to be helping us soon. So I'm really looking forward to what that's going to look like over the next 6 months and tracking it and, staying on top of Glenn because I plan to do that.
Yeah, we will take care of you. But if we're not, you call me, let me know. We'll make sure. But yeah, look forward to having you on board and helping you out. And with that, if you go to raylaw.com, we help law firms grow. So website, social media, online advertising, and SEO. So if you need that kind of help, like Jenni, just let us know, reach out. You can contact me directly or just go to our website down there at the bottom. Jenni, anything else you have to share before we go?
No, I think that's good. I really appreciate you having me come on, and I hope it's helpful for somebody.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, if everyone's watching, just the content piece itself, the video, the different platforms, go back and listen to that. But I think the takeaway is, one, just do it. Don't worry about how the quality is. Just put it out there and repurpose it. You know, don't have to reinvent the wheel every single time. So, all right. Well, everyone have a good afternoon. Happy Monday. And we'll see you soon. Jenni, everyone else.
Have a good week.
Bye.